Hey, what's up everyone? This is Jet from Pen and Channel. Welcome back. It's been a while since we did any TN Traveler's Notebook video, and so today we are going to change out this ribbon bookmark from this blue TN and replace it with a twine thread bookmark. So let's get started. So I'm going to undo this ribbon bookmark first. And zoom in here so you can see the details. So the way to put on either a ribbon bookmark or a thread bookmark is all pretty much the same. Just threading it through the holes, tying it in a knot, and then voila, you got it. So over here I'm removing the old ribbon bookmark first, right? And then get it ready, the twine thread. You can get this easily from your local shop. I got this in Spotlight, right, store in Singapore, and I'm going to measure out the length that's needed. Right, I'm going to give more leeway for myself. I'm going to cut it. And then going to thread through the first hole, right? So this bookmark will go through the central holes or the central spine of the TN itself. So if you have issues with putting the thread through, what you can do is you can use a lighter to light it up, right? So carefully, right, burn off the ends to tidy up the ends so it's easy for you to so-called to thread it. Right, now that the ends, the so-called the strays are all being burnt or melted together, it's easier to thread this over. Right, if the hole is a little bit too small, you may want to find something to help you to thread it through. So I'm just using a pointed scissors. Be very careful, do not cut yourself. Right, you can use any kind of pointed object to help you thread this through. So I'm just gently and very carefully just pushing the thread through that first hole. So it may take you some time. You can see here is being frayed again. The end of it, just cut it off, light it up, and then repeat the process. It may take a while, right? It may take a while. So very patiently thread it through. Alright, just showing you the whole process. You can fast forward if you want, but you can see that sometimes it takes a while. But it's more of a patient kind of a process before you can thread this thread through the first hole. Right, so once you got the first hole, right, you're going to turn the TN around. Right, so if the end is frayed, you may want to, same thing, light it up, melt the end before you do the threading for the second hole. Right, so after, sometimes it does happen when you get through the first hole, your thread may be frayed, and then just use the lighter, burn and melt the end before you push it through the second hole. Right, over here I'm being a little bit lazy, right? I want to save a little bit of the length of the thread. So, and I know that when I push this through with the scissors, I will more or less damage the end. So over here I'm just going it without the lighter, and with a little bit of a push, and you got the end through the second hole. So over here you can pretty much see that we are pretty much done, right? So pulling the threads, make sure that the two ends are more or less about the same. Alright, check the length of your TN. It's very nice and tidy on the spine itself. Zooming out, I'm going to show you how I'm going to tie it. right? So ends, make sure you align it to more or less the same, and then very simply you're going to tie a simple knot, right? Okay, pulling it tight. This part is important, make sure it's tight to the top of the, or rather the first hole. Make sure that the knot is formed at the first hole, right? And then you can tie a date knot. Or rather you tie the second knot to form a date knot. Make sure it's tight and snuggle to the hole itself, and voila, right? You have the so-called thread bookmark more or less done. You can see I have a very long excess length of thread. It's always good to have more than less, right? You can simply trim it off, and then you're pretty much done with your so-called bookmarks. Over here I'm trying to measure up, you know, the length when the thread is being pulled right to the edge, the diagonal edge of the TN. Make sure you have enough space for your hand to hold on to the thread. Don't make it too short, but as well don't make it too long, right? So it's a personal thing. I want it to be a bit longer so I can hold onto the thread bookmark and able to access it even if the thread is being pulled diagonally like this. So over here you can see some of the magnetic charms that I bought from the store. So my initial intention is to attach these charms to the end of the thread to use it as a kind of an anchor, so that it's easy for you to pull or easy for you to access your thread bookmarks, give it some weight at the end. Well, but unfortunately it didn't really work out that well. I don't quite like it, so I actually reverted back to the original Travelers Company way of doing it, just tying a knot at the end of the thread like this, right? So this is the final product. Unfortunately I did not record the footage of me doing this part, but I think it's quite simple. It's just tying a simple knot near to the end for your hand to grip. So please check out my channel. I have another hack how to use super glue to fasten and to secure the knots in a more permanent way, right? So please check out my hack on my channel. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Like, share this video, let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much once again for supporting this channel. See you all in the next one.